steps, sort of tightened defensively and started taking away the fees. What were you doing to enable all threes to get all the open threes in the fourth quarter and really 16 minutes or so?
Yeah, well, it started with Alpe's post-ups and his elbow isos. I mean, he was making the right play. They were helping a lot because they had a smaller guy on him, and he was finding the open man. And then after that, it was just like run a play to see if we could get a guy to get two to the ball and then just move it to the open man. And then the last one was Scoot with the same play that we ran against Washington, where we had to slip out and he shot the step back three. So a multitude of ways, but it started in the fourth quarter with Alpe and his post ups. No chance. No chance. He was shooting it and he was confident, and that's what I love.
And Coach, just going back to Kevin Sharp, I guess in the day-to-day, how those conversations like setting up those scenarios for Kevin lately, the confidence you have in taking those shots?
Yeah, I mean, I just try to kind of mix it up towards the end of the game. We had one dribble handoff to Eric. We had, I think we had two dribble handoffs, one on the left side, one on the right side. And then, down the stretch, trying to figure out a way to get those two guys in an action. And, Eric was the one who went up and slipped out, and there was no real confusion. So Scoot getting to a step back. I like that shot, especially down the stretch of the games. And he's proven that he's, confident shooting it, and, made it again.
Execute that play connected that.
Yeah, that means a lot. I think that was after the offensive rebound, and he shot 2 threes on that possession, right? And he made the second one. Yeah. So, it was a really good play by C. Wood. Eric came off the pick and roll. They blitzed it. He made the pocket pass to C. Wood, and he had it in the paint. And instead of forcing something, he found JT on the baseline cut, and that shows a lot of like poise in that moment from all three guys, from Eric accepting the blitz and making the pocket pass, from C. Wood catching it and reading the defense, and then JT on the baseline cut. Was really, really good execution down the stretch. And we have done a pretty good job in close games as far as our execution down the stretch. We try to keep it simple, but yeah, the poise of those guys was impressive. Yeah, that was too long. But he was so good. It was hard to take him out of the game, but that was definitely too long a stretch.
But he ran out of gas a little bit in Sacramento when he had that good run. Were you kind of concerned?
Yeah, I was definitely concerned. I was waiting on a time that he looked like he was running out of gas, and he didn't show that time, so I kept him in the game. But I thought he had maybe drawn a charge on one of those last plays along the baseline, but he fought defensively. He made big shots, and yeah, it was hard to get him out of the game.
Down tonight, I guess first and most of how he approached the game. What impressive how he approached.
Yeah, this team, playing against this team, especially the way Gobert plays with the drops and they stay home on the shooters, it's really hard to get 8 assists, let alone 1 turnover. I think he had the one along the baseline when he went and threw it back out. But, yeah, that's, especially after the last game when he was pretty loose with the ball, for him to read Gobert and dribble through or cross over or make simple plays and find our shooters. Yeah, this is a game for him to, look at and, learn from, and watch the film and really like kind of dissect, because he really did a very good job. And I think he had, I don't know how, like 7 assists in the first half and 0 turnovers. So he didn't get the same assists in the second half, but he scored. So he was good.
Defensively, that's how they get some more run. What kind of changed defensively that precipitated that run as the court?
Yeah, part of it was they were missing shots, but we were closing out and making it hard on them, and our switching was pretty good. First half they were kind of picking us apart with our switching, but I do think we kind of learned some lessons in the first half and applied them in the third quarter with our switching, and did a better job. But the rebounding was a problem in the first half as well, and we kind of shored that up a little bit in this third quarter. So I would say the switching and the rebounding, but learning the lesson from first and second quarter when they were really executing against us.
Shouldn't be you guys have against these guys. And if I remember it right, they weren't good shots. Can I have an example of some growth in shooting? 49% on 30.
Yeah, I mean, it's the shot quality. So I think we got some pretty good shots, and yeah, it is some growth. And if you watch the last time we played them and watch this time back to back, I think you would see a different team, a different approach. So yeah, it was obviously Seawood made the big one at the end of the third quarter, the half court shot or whatever it was, but that took it from a 1-point game to us up by 2. And that was like a big momentum shot to me. But yeah, as far as our shot quality and, we're not going to expect to make 22 out of 45 every night, but we do have to make sure that we're getting like quality threes. And we did it tonight. It was good. Yeah, we worked on some offensive execution that we ran down the stretch of the game, and we did a pretty good job with our execution. And then we worked on some of our switching yesterday, and it didn't show in the first half, but it definitely showed in the second. Yeah, I mean, he has opinions, and the last film session was a small group film session with him, Jalen, and Eric. And I like the small groups because they participate more, and Eric can watch the same clip and is more prone to say, well, maybe this is the read that you're making. And both Jalen and Scoot can learn from that. And then John Lucas jumps in as well. So, yeah, he's a willing learner. He is a unselfish player. He doesn't force too much, and he's learning how to play the point. So yeah, the interactions that we have are always good, always.
We'll take a few from Zoom. Brian Bearfield.
Hey, Coach, I want to ask you about your halftime adjustments. In the Spurs game, you held them to 23 points in the third quarter, and then tonight you held the Jazz to 19 points. What are you telling them at halftime in order to be able to come out and make those type of defensive adjustments in the third quarter?
One thing we're doing is we're showing, I mean, we've done it all season, but we show like 5 or 6 clips of how teams are attacking us in ways that we can kind of make it a little bit harder on them. So them seeing it as a group, us talking about it as a group, and then applying it is one thing. And the other thing is we're not like bending. We're bending, but we're not breaking. Like there was a time where we were down, I don't know, it was like 10 or something. It felt like we were down 18, but we just stayed with it and cut it to 7 and then cut it to 4. And the energy of the group, the kind of collective togetherness comes forth when we're struggling a little bit. And we were obviously at halftime we were kind of right there, but we didn't feel like we were playing well. So we have a competitive group, and I see some things at halftime, and we make a couple adjustments, and we play better. So that's definitely the goal.
Last question, Zach Allen.
Hey, Coach, can you talk about the efficiency of Kevin Porter Jr.? And he continues to make big shots after big shots. And he also had 0 turnovers in that, Coach. Can you talk about that, Coach?
Yeah. He's a big shot taker, and I love that about him because he was super efficient tonight, and that's what we're going to need from him. For us to turn the ball over as a group 9 times tonight is huge, especially after we turned it over 23 times in our last game against Sacramento. So yeah, it's important for him to learn and go through, whether it's being blitzed or playing against drops like Gobert was doing tonight, or whatever we'll see, probably some switching against Golden State. It's like every night is a new puzzle to put together, and he's slowly but surely doing a really good job with it.